Hello, artists! Today we are going to be creating an origami house. I know there are some big origami fans out there, and I thought that this little house mixed together some things that we all love, which is origami, architecture, and on the inside, you can draw a little picture of who may live in this home, or if it's not a real home, this can be, a home that you are staying in right now. It can be your home. It can be a home you once visited, or a home of somebody you love, or maybe a dream home. And we have all learned about architectural elements in a home, so you can add some of that in. Like here, if you remember from our architecture unit, you will remember this hipped roof. You will remember the shutters. I didn't draw a door on this one, but you'll see a sample later where I did draw a door. I made my windows a little bit too big in this one and didn't have room for a door. So maybe this is like the back of the house. And even if this is not a real house, it's a house that you kind of dreamt up or you created out of your imagination. On the inside, you can draw a nice little family portrait of all of the people who are staying with you right now, or everyone in your family. Mine doesn't include any pets because I don't have any pets living with me. I don't have any pets. But if you have pets, you can draw that in, and you have your little house and your family portrait. And I was thinking this might make a very nice gift for one of your parents for Mother's Day or Father's Day. Some of those are coming up really soon. So we are going to create a house today out of paper, an origami house, and then we're going to be drawing lots of little details on it. Before we begin, I wanted to just give you a few tips. Number one, I have placed in the Seesaw activity a Google Slides link. You can click on it and it will give you paper instructions for the origami. So if you forget or you don't want to rewatch the video, I have a slide on there that will give you step-by-step the origami instructions for creating your little house. Also, I made a little mistake, and I think it's important to talk about your mistakes so that you can fix them in the future. If you see, one of the reasons I've only been opening it just this wide is because right here, I kind of went through the paper because I was using a Sharpie. So a Sharpie might not be the best thing to use if you even have one. I would test out any of your markers before you use them on this house to make sure that they don't bleed through the paper. I used on the inside for my family portrait these wonderful flare pens. I love these flare pens. If you have them, I would highly recommend them because they don't go through. Or you can use a pencil or any markers you have. Just take a spare piece of paper, draw it on it, and then flip it over and see if it bleeds through. And if it doesn't, you are good to go. On this, I used my Sharpie on the front with colored pencils. And then on the inside, I used my flare marker with colored pencils. So let's get started. Begin by holding your paper the tall way or the vertical way, and you are going to create a hamburger fold, bringing the top down to meet the bottom. Make sure you make a nice crisp fold. There you go. I'm going to press it a few times. And now I'm going to bring the right side to the left and make another hamburger fold. Press it a few times so it's nice and crisp. Open it up. And then you are going to take the right side and fold it to that fold in the center. See, I put it right to the center, not all the way over, to the fold in the center. So it meets the halfway point. And I'm going to do the same thing to the left side. Fold it to the center. So when you open it up, you have 3 folds. Now you are going to open the side and create the roof by squishing that triangle down. Give it a nice crisp fold. I'm going to open the other side on the edge and squish the triangle down. I opened the original fold. Now I have my house, and now I'm going to add my details. I'm just going to make sure I give it a nice crisp fold. through all of these seams. I'm going to take my pencil. You should use a pencil because remember my Sharpie bled through, and I'm drawing the door here. I think I'm going to turn this door into a fan light door. So I'm going to place the fan light window above. I'm holding down that fold so I can kind of draw. There's like a seam there, and if you hold it down, you'll be able to more easily draw because you are drawing almost on two separate pieces of paper. I'm going to put a little window there and a doorknob. Now I'm going to draw the window. So you see I'm holding with my helper hand that piece of paper down because it's folded in the center there, so it can be a little tricky to draw. So hold it down so your pencil can glide on through and you can make one nice window. It would also be smart to use a pencil so you can erase. So I'm going to turn these into 6/6 windows, one of the architectural details you might find in and around New York City. And I am going to add some shingles to my roof around these circular windows that you sometimes see in attics. So I'm drawing my circular window, and then I'm going to be drawing the shingles on the roofs kind of around that circular window because it wouldn't go through a window. And you will notice that I am holding down the paper so that my pencil can draw nice and smooth. Now I'm going to open up my house and I'm going to draw the family portrait inside using shape people. We have created overlapping people many times in class. The first thing you want to do is draw the shape of the head for every member of your family. And then you want to decide who is in front. Whoever is most in front, the most in front person, the person in front, you'll draw their body first, because you will be able to view all of their body. So I drew Mr. Evers first, and then I drew the rest of his body, like his legs, and then I'm going to draw his arms. I made his legs rectangles, and here I am drawing my neck, and my torso, my legs. And you'll see here I go to draw his arms. I'm putting his arms behind my back and my arm is behind his. And you can see that even though one is in front of the other, you can't see the one in the back. Now I'm just going to speed it up and draw the rest of the details of the bodies of the people in my family. Don't forget, if you have a pet, you can include that too. Now I've got some of my colored pencils and I am going to be drawing in some of the details. Using my colored pencils, I am going to be coloring nice and neat so that I can give this to someone maybe on Mother's Day or on Father's Day. I'm going to be using my colored pencils to color nice and neat. Here is the finished example of my house, the inside and the out. I can't wait to see your final work. Please post 2 pictures or a video of your origami house on Seesaw.